Alright, what's going on, everybody? We are live for the Broncos and the Commanders tonight on Sunday Night Football. The Broncos with the football, they started a few minutes ago. Sorry for being on wait. The Broncos with the football here. About 12 minutes to go in the first quarter. But welcome to the stream, everybody. Should be a interesting game. We got 12:46 to go in the first quarter. Broncos have it 3rd and 10. From midfield, Bo Nix going to look to throw. Nix has time, throws underneath. That pass can be caught for a first down. Gain of about 12 on the play, and the Broncos move the 6 on 3rd and 10. And they get it inside Commander territory. But welcome to the stream, everybody. Let me put out a poll. Alright, there's the poll. Be sure to vote on that. I got the Broncos in this game. I forget the exact score I said. So it's a 1st and 10 from the 38. Nix under center. And play action. Nix can look to throw. Nix throwing outside. That pass can be caught for another first down the 20-yard line. Troy Franklin makes the catch. And a nice play there for the Broncos. So the 4th first down for the Broncos. Got the ball on the 20, very edge of the red zone here. Nix turns around and hands off here to R.J. Harvey. And Harvey going to gain about 4. R.J. Harvey obviously seeing a lot more playing time now with J.K. Dobbins being out for the year. He actually leads the team with 6 total touchdowns. On the season, 92 touches, 260 rushing yards, 195 receiving yards. But it's a 2nd and 5 here for the Broncos. 10:40 to go in the first quarter. Nix in shotgun, back to his left, ball on the 15. Nix gonna look to throw, have time, take a shot at the end zone. That pass caught, but he's out of bounds. Evan Ingram, the intended target, brings up 3rd and 5. Yeah, definitely out of bounds. Doesn't even get 1 foot down. So 3rd down and 5, 10:40 to go. Broncos on a 9-play, 59-yard drive, taking 4:29 off, 4:29, 26 off the clock. The game's opening possession. Nix looks to throw. Quick throw, that pass dropped. Incomplete. Trying to get to Bryant, and it's 4th down. So it brings up 4th and 5. 10.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. And you'd imagine we'll see the field goal team here for the Broncos. Will Lutz comes onto the field. Recently signed an extension with the Broncos to stay in Denver. I think that was this week. Well, still fairly recently. He's 17 of 20 on the season, along with 57. This one from 33, so the same as an extra point. From the right hash, to give the Broncos the first points, and the kick for Will Lutz is right down the middle. So the Broncos take the opening kickoff, they go right down the field, and get stopped in the red zone and forced to settle for 3, but they do get the game's first points. And the Commanders will get the football with 10:28 to go in the first quarter. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. But it's a decent drive right there for the Broncos. Before they're forced to settle for a field goal. Bo Nix on that drive went 3 of 7 for 43 yards. And the Broncos also ran for 16 yards. So it's a 59-yard drive for the Commanders, or sorry, for the Broncos. Now the Commanders will get the football with about 10.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. It was an 11-play, 59-yard drive. It took 4:32 off the clock. Pretty solid first drive. Now we'll have to see what the Commanders can do for their first possession. Commanders still without Jaden Daniels for this game. He might be back next week, although I still don't think that makes sense. Just shut him down for the year. I think that makes the most sense. You got the Broncos 27-13. How about me? I know I took the Broncos. I'm checking my score right now. Let's see. Broncos. No way. Also 27-13. I took the Broncos 27-13. How about that? Yeah, I don't know how that's crazy. I don't remember the score I said. I made that video a while ago now. You didn't watch my predictions video. Just a lucky guess, or just a coincidence, I guess, is what I'm looking for. But we wait for them to come back from commercial here. The Commanders going to get the football as the Broncos set to kick it off. Your pick'ems have been bad this week. Yeah, I've been so bad. I looked before. I was 3-8. Now, I do think I got all the afternoon games right, but I mean, still, I'm 6-8, I think, right now. That is not good. This kick is going to be fielded on the bounce, but a few bounces by Deebo Samuel. He's got a lot of work to do, and Deebo Samuel going to get taken down at the 10-yard line. Not a great start there for the Commanders. But let's see. Yeah, I'm 6-8. I got all 3 Thanksgiving games wrong. I did get the Black Friday game right. But yeah, I was not very good. I'm hoping I get Sunday night or tonight right, and well, I don't know about tomorrow because I picked the Patriots, but I'd like to see the Giants. So hopefully I can at least go 7-9, which still isn't very good, but at least it's something better than 3-8. But the Broncos moved too early on the kickoff, so it's a little formation against them, and they will give the Commanders, I believe, 5 yards from the end of the play. But still not great field position. Oh, never mind. The Broncos are going to re-kick here. So we'll try it again. That definitely makes a lot of sense for the Commanders because they couldn't have played that kickoff much worse. So Walt's now going to kick from the 40. Or, sorry, the 30. 5 yards going against the Broncos. So the kick is away. And this one's going to be fielded from the 5. And on the return across the 20 and stripped up at the 21. So a little bit better of a return, but still not great. And good kick coverage there by the Broncos. So Marcus Mariota and the Commanders offense onto the field. 10:18 to go in the first quarter. Mariota on the season. He's 1-4 as a starter. 8 touchdowns, 5 turnovers. Averaging 232 total yards per game between passing and rushing. So a 1st and 10 from the 21. Mariota in the pistol. And he'll hand off here to Chris Rodriguez. And he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go. For no gain. So 2nd and 10. Mariota in shotgun back to his left. And Mariota going to look to throw. Throws the outside. That pass going to be caught by one of the tight ends. Might be Bates. Yeah, number 87, Bates with the catch right there. And he'll pick up about 8, so make it 3rd and short for the Commanders. Dre Greenlaw in the stop there for the Broncos. It's marked as a 3rd and 3 for the Commanders. Empty backfield for Mariota. They got 4 receivers bunch to the left side. Now they bring Debo across the formation. And Mariota, quick throw to the outside. That pass caught by Debo for a 1st down. So the Commanders move the sticks on their first 3rd down. And it gives them a 1st and 10 from about the 32-yard line. So far, results in poll, everyone has said the Broncos would win. I would agree, but be sure to vote if you have not already done so. So 1st and 10, Mariota, play action here, throws the flat, called by Ertz, and Ertz knocked it bounds after a gain of 6. So 2nd and 5. Mariota in the pistol, and he'll hand off here to Rodriguez up the middle, who runs into a lineman, and he's going to break out of that, and he'll gain about 10, maybe 11 yards. Nice run right there for Chris Rodriguez. Looked like the Broncos had played this pretty well. He had nowhere to go, but then they just can't find him and get to the... Yeah, they just can't find him in the pile, and he's able to break out of there. But a 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. Mariota in the pistol. And again, he'll hand off Rodriguez up the middle. This time, not much, maybe a yard. This brings up 2nd and 9. So we're about 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter. So from their own 49, Mariota in shotgun is back to his left. Look to throw. Throw underneath. That pass can be caught by Zach Ertz. And gain of about 6, make it 3rd down. So a 3rd down here for the Commanders. 6.5 to go in the first quarter. Commanders moving quickly here, not going no huddle. That is part of their offense. We have to do no huddle more than any team in the NFL. But a 3rd and 4. Mariota going to look to throw. Mariota has time. Now dances around. And he's going to let one go deep down the field, and nobody is there. But there's a flag that comes in. Terry McLaurin, the closest receiver to it, making his return from a quad injury today. So we got illegal contact here going against the Broncos. Broncos averaging 8.5 penalties per game, 80 penalty yards per game. Both those stats most in the NFL. Their 2nd penalty today right there. Obviously, they also had the one on the kickoff. So a 1st and 10. Mariota sets up the screen for Zach Ertz. And Ertz going to try to let the blocks develop, but then he runs out of time. And I'll pick up about 2. His 3rd catch of the game already. So 2nd and about 8 here for the Commanders. Actually, they're going to spot at 2nd and 7. They bring Debo in motion. And they're handed to him right here, and he's going nowhere. Taken down at the line of scrimmage, maybe lost a yard. But no space. And it's 3rd and long for the Commanders. Well played with the Broncos defense. So 3rd and 8 from the 39. Could potentially be 4-down territory depending on how much you get right here if you're the Commanders. So Mariota in shotgun back to his right. Broncos bring 4. Mariota takes a shot. Down the sideline. Pass is broken up. Incomplete. Receiver had it for a second, but then he got ripped free. And it's 4th down. A pretty good throw there from Marcus Mariota. Just a nice defensive play. Able to break that pass up. Riley Moss in coverage right there for the Broncos. Yeah, they will punt. I was going to wait, because they could kick a field goal from here. It would be 56 yards, but they opt to punt. And a fair catch here at the 11-yard line by Marvin Mims. And that is where the Broncos will take over with 4:36 to go in the first quarter. They still lead 3-0. But a pretty solid start for the Broncos. The offense gets points in their first drive. The defense does a pretty good job, and they allow a couple yards. Allow 35 yards to be exact. But overall, pretty solid start. And the Broncos get it back on their own 11-yard line with 4:36 to go in the first quarter. Let me pull up the box score. So far, results in the poll, everyone has still said the Broncos win. Be sure to vote if you have not already done so. I got the Broncos 27-13. Got a couple of Bronco players in fantasy this week. I started Bo Nix and Courtland Sutton. Although I've done such a bad job with my fantasy quarterbacks this season. So I've got Bo Nix and I've got Jordan Love. I figured Bo Nix would probably have a pretty big game because the Commanders' defense isn't great. I mean, it's still the first quarter, so I mean that's still possible. But of course, Jordan Love throws 4 touchdowns and has 25 points, and I leave him on the bench. Whereas, like last week, I started Jordan Love and he scored 7 points. Although Bo Nix was on a bye that week. Yeah, I've really not done a great job managing my fantasy quarterbacks. But I think I should be okay and still win this week. But the Broncos are going to take over with possession, leading by 3. .436 to go in the first quarter. So Nix and the Broncos offense back on the field. We'll start under center. Bring a receiver in motion, and Nix going to roll his right off the play fake and pump fake, and then throw it away. Fool the cameraman on that pump fake. But it's 2nd and 10 after the first down incompletion. Although Bo Nix just 3 of 8 to start this game. Broncos offense, they've allowed just 37 sacks and a 20% pressure rate since the start of last year, with Bo Nix at quarterback. Both those best in the NFL. It's pretty good. Here's a handoff straight at the middle and not much space. Maybe got a yard, but it's going to bring up 3rd and long. I mean, that's pretty impressive for the Broncos, not really allowing sacks or pressure, considering, I mean, their offensive line is good, but it's not really considered one of the best in the NFL. Although they sure do play like it. So 3rd and 9, 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Third and 9, Nix in shotgun back to his right. Nix looks to throw, gets pressured. Nix checks down, and going to be well short of a first down. He'll pick up about 4, maybe 5 yards. But it's going to be a punt here for the Broncos, and they'll go 3 and out. Broncos, they actually lead the NFL in 3 and outs, which really makes no sense. Considering their offense isn't that bad. You would think it's somebody like the Raiders or who's got a bad offense, Raiders or Titans, but it's actually the Broncos. Which really isn't something you'd expect. Nix actually had a receiver open in the middle of the field right there, just didn't see him because he got pressured. So Crawshaw punted away for the Broncos. Wayne back deep to receive for the Commanders. And the punt is away. And a fair catch at the 43-yard line. And that is where the Commanders will take over for their second possession. So the Broncos go 3 and out. And the Commanders get the ball pretty good field position for their second drive. Let's see. I'm going to try to find these 3 and out stats. For who is the most 3 and outs. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see, I have no idea where I'd find this. Not sure where I'd find that. But it is a 3 and out for the Broncos. And the Commanders take over with 2:57 to go in the first quarter. The Broncos punter currently second in the NFL with 57 punts. The Browns punter leads the NFL with 63 punts. So I guess that does kind of prove the Broncos go 3 and out quite a bit. But we wait for them to come back from commercial here. The Commanders will take over with pretty good field position after the 3 and out their defense just forced. Broncos still lead 3-0. And we'll see what the Commanders can do for their second possession. The Broncos defense 49 sacks coming into the game. They're the only team with 3 players to have at least 6 sacks. Jonathan Cooper, Nick Bonito, and Zach Allen all have at least 6. And they lead the NFL. They were on a historic pace. I don't know if they still are. Probably just said it and I missed it. But they're on a really good pace. Commanders go to the ground here. Rodriguez has space, getting to the right side. And he's tripped up, otherwise he had a lot more room to run. Chris Rodriguez going to gain 11. And a first down for the Commanders. I would assume there's no Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt tonight for the Commanders because we haven't seen him at all. It's only been Chris Rodriguez. Let me look him up real quick. But I'll check after the play. So they're actually going to give him 9 right there after it was initially marked a first down. But it's 2nd and 1 here for the Commanders. Let's see. I'm trying to find anything. I don't see anything about an injury. But a 2nd and 1 for the Commanders. Mariota play action. Throws that pass tipped in and incomplete. Tipped by a linebacker. Almost got picked off the deflection, but it brings up 3rd down. So it looks like there's no injury for Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Just seems like he's not really playing much. Designed run here from Mariota on 3rd and 1. And he's not going to pick up much, but he will have enough for a first down. And I'll move the sticks to the Bronco 47. Mariota, play action, throws to the flat here for Ertz, another catch. He's been very involved in the offense so far. And Ertz going to gain about 10, maybe 11 in a first down for the Commanders. So 1st and 10. From the 36. Mariota in the pistol. And he'll hand off. Rodriguez left side, taken down for a loss. Going to be a loss of about 3. And it brings up 2nd down for the Commanders. So 2nd and 12. Now from the Bronco 39. Mariota in shotgun back to his left. Play clock at 5. Could be the final play of the quarter. Mariota, quick throw underneath. That pass is incomplete. So it brings up 3rd and 12. And that will not be the final play of the quarter because obviously the clock stops on the incompletion. That was another target for Zach Ertz. This guy's going to have like 50 targets in this game at this rate. Mariota is 6 of 9 passing for 35 yards. So it's 3rd and 12. Broncos have the best 3rd down defense in the NFL. Allowing conversions just 29% of the time. 3rd and 12 here. Broncos send a blitz. Commanders going to run the football. McNichols spinning off defenders, breaking free, getting into the secondary and gaining 13, actually 15, and a first down for the Commanders. Well, what a run right there for Jeremy McNichols and a first down. He should have easily been taken down if you're getting about 3 or 4. And instead, he would have bounced off defenders and pick up about 15. And that is the final play of the first quarter. So at the end of the first quarter, the Broncos lead the Commanders 3-0. The Commanders moving the football here on their 2nd drive. And have the ball near the red zone. On the 23. Currently a 7-play, 35-yard drive for the Commanders. But the Broncos lead 3-0. at the end of the first quarter, Bo Nix went 4 of 9 for 48 yards. Marcus Mariota went 6 of 9 for 35 yards. Some team stats from that first quarter. Overall, pretty even. Commanders 70 yards, Broncos 65. Broncos at 5 yards a play, Commanders at 4.1. And the Commanders have also been better on third down. They're already 3 of 4. Broncos are 1 for 3. But we wait for them to come back from commercial here. As we enter the second quarter. Broncos leading 3-0. Pretty low scoring first quarter. So far, results in the poll, 100% of you guys for the Broncos. Again, be sure to vote if you haven't already. But they're back from commercial here. The Commanders with the football. On the Bronco 23. They bring Deebo Samuel in motion here. And the first play of the second quarter, a handoff to Chris Rodriguez, cuts up the middle. And he stopped after a gain of roughly 4. So 2nd and 6 from the 20. Mariota off play action. Sets his feet. Now he steps up. And he's going to try to run here. No, jump pass downfield. Into traffic and intercepted. Mariota gets picked off. Dre Greenwald with the pick. And he returns it to the 33-yard line. That was not a good decision from Marcus Mariota. He was either going to get sacked or throw a terrible pass. He ends up throwing a bad pass and he gets picked off. And the Broncos defense forces the game's first turnover. But I mean, this is not a good play from Mariota. So he's indecisive on if he should run or not. Then he sees he's going to get sacked. So he just throws a jump pass. And there was like 5 defenders in the area. That was not a good play from Marcus Mariota. But Dre Greenwald with the interception. It's the 6th pick of the year thrown by Marcus Mariota. And the Broncos take over at their own 34. So 1st and 10. A handoff here to R.J. Harvey. And Harvey's thrown to the ground after getting about 3. There's that D time to E. Yeah, true. That defense is so good. So 2nd and 7. Nixon shotgun back to his right. Another handoff here. Harvey cutting up the middle. And off some space here. He'll pick about 6 yards short of a first down. Makes it 3rd and 1. Here for the Broncos. Broncos bring an extra lineman in the game here. So 3rd and 1. Nick's under center. They go I formation here. And Nick's going to hand it off to the fullback. And he's going to have a first down. Pick up about 3 on the play. And they move the sticks on the run right up the middle. So a 1st and 10 for the Broncos. It's their second 3rd down conversion of the game. From their own 46, Nick's going to look to throw here. This pass to the outside, drop by Ingram. That one's got to be caught. I mean, it could be a little bit more accurate from Bo Nix, but I mean, it's off his hands, so it definitely should be caught. So 2nd and 10. Nix steps up here, going to try to run, and Nix will slide after getting 5. So it's 3rd down here for the Broncos, 3rd and 5, with 12:07 to go in the first half. Bo Nix averaging 10.2 yards per scramble, second best in the NFL, only behind Justin Herbert at 10.4. So 3rd and 5, Nix in shotgun back to his left. Nix looks to throw, has time, throws underneath that pass, caught by Franklin, but he's going to be short of a first down. It's going to be 4th and 1 from the Commander 45. I think I go for this from the Broncos right here. I don't really think it's much of a decision. So they will keep the offense out there and go for it. 11:15 to go in the first half. Nix under center. They bring Bryant in motion, and Nix off play action. Nix throws underneath that pass, call for a first down. Adam Troutman makes a man miss, and still on his feet. Troutman down the sideline, knocked it bounds at the 24, and a big catch and run for Adam Troutman, and a 4th down conversion for the Broncos. 22 yards right there on the catch and run for the Broncos, and they move the sticks on 4th down. Hey, how's it going? Commanders like getting a guy out of the field here. They call a timeout, the first spent by either side in this first half. The Vikings suck so bad. Yeah, they are not good. I mean, I'd really have high expectations for them today. Because, I mean, obviously they're starting a 3rd-string quarterback who never started. Undrafted free agent, but they have not been very good. So 1st and 10 here from the 23. There's a handoff to R.J. Harvey up the middle. And he'll pick up 3 to the 20-yard line. The defense was good. Play calling was so bad. I actually didn't see any of that game. I just saw the score. What was it? 26-0? Yeah, 26-0 was the final. Yeah, I didn't see any of that game. But I mean, the Vikings, they were always in a tough spot this week. Nick's going to look to throw. We'll throw the flat for Harvey. Got space after the catch. Harvey going to have a first down. He runs somebody over. And he gains 8. And puts the ball to the 12-yard line for the Broncos. So 1st and 10 here. Nick's in shotgun back to his right. Handoff here goes to Harvey. And he's going nowhere. Wallace with 2 on the play. Maybe 3. Back to the 16-yard line. Deron Payne with a nice tackle for us right there. They put in Max Brosman for his first NFL game against one of the best teams to give him worse plays. Feel bad for him. Yeah, that's a tough spot. Your first start against that defense is, I mean, that's hard for anybody. Especially when the play calling is not good. So 2nd and 4. They go back to the ground here, and this time they got some space. And a gain of about 6 for the Broncos, down to the 10-yard line. I legit think they're trying to make JJ look good. I mean, it's possible, because if an undrafted rookie comes in and plays better than your first-round pick from a year ago, that doesn't look very good. So, I mean, I guess there's a chance that's possible. But, I mean, Max Brosman also went undrafted for a reason. He's not necessarily great. But a 3rd and 8 here. Nick's in shotgun. Gonna look to throw. Nick's pocket collapsing. Gonna step up. Nick's able to escape the sack. And Nick's then gets pressure. The ball comes out. I think he tried to throw this. Yeah, they're gonna say incomplete pass. And it's 4th down. Yeah, Nick's threw this and it got knocked down because he had a linebacker right in front of him. Man, I'm surprised it's actually not roughing the passer. Nick's got hit in the head right there. But no roughing the passer. And the field goal for Will Lutz, another 33-yarder, is up and good. So it's now 6-0 after a pair of Bronco field goals. But it just made it obvious Kevin O'Connell's bad. I still think Kevin O'Connell's a pretty good coach. I mean, I still think he's pretty good. Because, I mean, obviously look at the success he's had. He's turned Sam Darnold into a good quarterback, or helped him. He's helped a lot of people. So, I mean, I do think it's possible with J.J. McCarthy. I mean, I know that sounds very unlikely because of how bad he's been. But, I mean, it's possible. Like, I mean, yeah, he's looked really bad. But, I mean, it's still early. I don't really think you can completely give up on him yet. Although, I will definitely admit, it's not looking too encouraging for the Vikings. So no red zone offense. Denver can't score 6-0. Yeah, that is something with the Broncos. Their red zone offense is not good. The red zone offense and the punts. Too much for the Broncos. Let me see if I can pull up the stats on that. Justin Jefferson had 1 catch by the 3rd quarter. Yeah, that's tough for a good receiver when he's playing with bad quarterbacks. Kind of got to feel bad for him at this point. Broncos' red zone offense ranks 15th in the NFL, 53.3% or 58.3% touchdown rate. Last year they were at 61%. They only threw to Jefferson twice. Yeah, it's definitely not great. Although, I mean, with how McCarthy plays, it's like he only targets him twice because he always overthrows him by so much. But, I mean, I always give him a chance at the ball. That last Giants game was nuts. Yeah, most Giants games are. It always looks like they might win, and then they don't. Although, I mean, they made some changes. They fired Shane Bowen. So, I'm excited for tomorrow. Here's Deebo Samuel on the kick return. And he brings it back to the 30. So, Mariota and the Commanders' offense back onto the field here. Dart's coming back tomorrow. So a 1st and 10 here for the Commanders. Mariota in the pistol, and here's a handoff to the left side. And Krosky Murray got his first carry of the game right there. Picked up about 5. He leads the team with 115 carries, 503 yards, and 4 rushing touchdowns on the season, averaging 4.4 yards a carry. So 2nd and 4 from the 35. McLaurin goes in motion. Another handoff. Krosky Murray up the middle here has space, has a first down, gets across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Back-to-back nice runs for Krosky Murray. Yeah, I'm excited to see Jackson Dart back, too. I mean, watching James was still fun, but I want to see Jackson Dart play. He looks so good. Mariota steps up here, throws one backwards. That's a fumble. That is a live football. The Commanders are able to dive on it. The tight end Bates gets it back. But I mean, that is 2 not smart plays from Marcus Mariota. Obviously, you got the interception, and then this play right here to just toss it backwards. This is a smart play by Bates, knowing this is a backwards pass, just to dive on it. Although he almost missed it. But Nick Bonino got pressure. So it's a 2nd and 17 after that one. Technically, that's a fumble by Mariota. And here's a quick throw underneath. That pass caught by Samuel, and he's wrapped up right there. Gain of just 5 on the play. Brings up 3rd and long. To be honest, I think next year the Giants will be like the Bears this year. Coming off a year with a rookie quarterback that looked good at times. I think with a good offseason, you guys will be good. I would hope so. I mean, yeah, I think they could be like the Bears or the Patriots. Not necessarily like that big of a turnaround, but I do think they're closer than some people realize. I mean, they got some talent. They got a quarterback. We'll get back to that in a second. Mariota looks to throw here on 3rd and 12. He's going to step up and run. And Mariota gets a block. He's got a first down. Nice scramble there from Mariota. And he moves to 6 for the Commanders. With Skidaway back as well. Yeah, I mean, you got Jackson Dart. You got Skidaway back from injury. You got Neighbors back from injury. The offensive lines look pretty good this year. So, I mean, that's really encouraging, considering the Giants have been trying to build an offensive line for like 12 years. And, I mean, the defense, they can definitely use some work, but you got some good building pieces. Along the defensive line, you got some nice players in the secondary. But obviously need some more help. But they're definitely close. And I don't think they'll be elite next year, but I do think they could be a borderline playoff team. Mariota on the option here is going to get taken down for a loss. And it brings up second about 11, maybe 12, depending on how much you lost. So it's second and 11. Mariota, empty backfield. They motion the running back out. There's a pump fake to the outside. Mariota now has time to throw. Let's one go deep down the field. That pass caught by Ertz. Another catch for Zach Ertz down to the 23-yard line. Nice throw and catch right there. And a big play there for the Commanders. Zach Ertz is actually going to get targeted like 50 times in this game. But that is a nice throw by Mariota. And a nice catch by Zach Ertz as well. It's a 7-play, 48-yard drive. And here's the 8th play, handoff up the middle, Krosky Murrah for about a yard. Because the Vikings suck enough, changed to a Giants fan. Not great, but still better. Yeah, I mean, at least promising, that's for sure. Although I feel like the Vikings are in a similar situation. Like they're really not that bad. Like they got a lot of talent. They got playmakers on offense. Just the quarterback's not great, and the offensive line's not very good. But the defense has a lot of talent. So 2nd and 9 for the Commanders. Quick throw on the slant. That's caught by Terry McLaurin. Bounces off a defender, and he picks up 11. Another Commander first down. That's his first catch of the game. He's been banged up a lot this year. He had a quad injury, then came back, re-injured his quad, and now he's back in this game for the Commanders. And the Broncos call a timeout right there. I'm not sure why they would do that. But the Broncos call their first timeout. Thoughts on Shedeur? I mean, he hasn't been that bad. I didn't really see any today. Actually, looking up his numbers right now, but I saw he said he played pretty bad. Handoff here, going nowhere. Lost a yard, and what's got a flag on the play. But today he threw for 149 yards and a touchdown. No interceptions. Yeah, I don't really think he's been that bad. I mean, he's definitely shown some promise and made some nice throws, obviously. Yeah, that one to, who was that? Jerry Jeudy last week. Well, I definitely think it's the right decision for the Browns to give him an extended look because, I mean, he's got potential, so why not take a look at him here for the rest of this season? But the penalty is an illegal formation against the Commanders. They brought an extra lineman. He didn't report as eligible. Did the Broncos just call another timeout? So Sean Payton takes another timeout. I'm not sure what he's doing right here. But it's 1st and 15 after the penalty. There's an empty backfield for Mariota. Design quarterback run. And he goes nowhere. Taking down at the line of scrimmage. Zach Allen with a nice defensive play. And it brings up 2nd and 15. I think he's good. He's just in a bad location. Him and Jerry Jeudy had a bit of an argument at halftime. Oh, really? I didn't see that. But, I mean, that's the one thing with Shedeur is the attitude and stuff like that. I do think he's got some talent. Like, I don't think he's an elite player, but I do think he's got potential to develop into a pretty good quarterback in the NFL. But That's the one thing, like, how he handled himself, not necessarily. You don't want your quarterback necessarily acting like that. That's, I think, a big reason he fell so far in the draft. Well, we got another flag on the play here. 2:29 to go in the first half. So we got unnecessary roughness after the play going against the Broncos. That gives the Commanders an automatic first down and puts them half the distance to the goal. So Bonito goes to pull one of the Commander lineman off, and he gets penalized for that, and he gets shoved. Sean Payton's arguing that the Commander should have got an offsetting penalty. But it's first and goal for the Commanders. 2:25 to go in the first half. Ball on the 8-yard line. We're going to hand it off here. Rodriguez straight at the middle. Powers his way into the end zone for a Commander touchdown. Chris Rodriguez with an 8-yard touchdown run, and the Commanders tie the game at 6, an extra point away from taking their first lead of the game. And they get the game's first touchdown with 2:21 to go in the first half. But good blocking up front, and the Broncos now to make a tackle on the back end. So here is the extra point to make it 7-6. And it is up and good. So it's 7-6. The Commanders score one touchdown and they take the lead over the Broncos. With a little over 2 minutes to go in the first half. But the Broncos, over 2 minutes, a timeout to work with, plenty of time to put a drive together before halftime. And they kind of need to, considering they don't get the ball to start the second half. To be honest, I think Jerry was the one being rude, not Shooter. Well, I mean, same idea, like not blaming Shador Sanders for the argument, but like just generally, like in general, with the whole attitude with him. But I will make sure to check it out. That's the link to the argument if you want to see. I don't think you can post links in a YouTube chat like that. But here, I'll pull it up right now. Alright, I pulled it up. We'll take a look at it later. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. We got about 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Let's see, we got 2:21 to be exact. Hold on 1 second. Alright, but we still wait for them to come back. Alright, so let's see. They're going to explain this. They go back to the penalty that goes against Bonito, which gave the Commanders the automatic first down. So the rules expert on the broadcast says the penalty actually should have gone against the Commanders for the shove on Benito and not Benito. Here's a good return for the Broncos, breaking a couple tackles and getting it well across the 30-yard line. Out to about the 35. But a nice return right there. I don't think Denver will do well in the playoffs, not going to lie yet. I mean, I picked them to do well at the start of the year. I picked them to win the division. I actually had them going to the championship game, but with how inconsistent and bad their offense has been, I don't really trust them to have a deep playoff run. Here's a check down to R.J. Harvey, and he'll pick up about 7, and that'll bring us to 2-minute warning. So we got 2 minutes left in the first half. The Broncos with the ball on their own 43. At the 2-minute warning here in the first half. Actually down by a point, 7-6. Super Bowl prediction. That is an interesting one. So, I would have went with the Rams, and I still think I'm going to go with the Rams. Yes, they lost to the Panthers today, but I still think they're the best team in the NFL. And the problem today for the Rams was turnovers. Matthew Stafford turned the ball over 3 times after he had no turnovers in the last, 8 or 9 games. But let's see, before today, Matthew Stafford had not thrown a pick since week 3 against the Eagles. I would still stick with the Rams even though they did end up losing. I think they're the clear best team in the NFC. But the AFC, I have no idea. I've really thought about that a lot. Because, the Patriots, I think they have a chance. The Broncos, I don't trust. The Jaguars, I don't really think they're that good. The Ravens, maybe, but they just don't look great. The Chargers, I don't trust with how bad their offensive line is. The Colts have been falling apart lately. The Bills, I don't really trust, even though, obviously, yeah, they do have Josh Allen. The Texans, I don't trust with how bad their offensive line is. And, they're not even in the playoffs right now. I guess I'll say Patriots. Rams, Patriots, but I have no idea. But I would take the Rams in that matchup. But, the AFC is just so wide open. You even have to be careful with somebody like the Chiefs. They might not even make the playoffs, but if they do, they're always dangerous. They're 6-6 right now. And they got 2 pretty tough games remaining. Or up next. They got the Texans next week and the Chargers the week after. And then 2 weeks after that on Christmas, they play the Broncos. It is really interesting to see what happens in the AFC. Yeah, the Pats and Seahawks maybe. Okay, I can see that. The only thing really with the Seahawks is Sam Darnold has really just not played well in big games. The end of last year in the playoffs was not good. Against the big game against the Rams this year wasn't good. That's really the only thing I worry about. The Seahawks, they're a really good team as well. And definitely one of the better teams in the NFC. A second down pass here is incomplete. It's actually dropped by Evan Ingram, and it's 3rd down. That's his second drop of the day. I don't think he's caught a pass yet. Been targeted 3 times. Oh, man, he was wide open, too. So it's 3rd and 3 for the Broncos. Minute 55 to go. Imagine the Commanders would call a timeout if they get a stop. Nix looks to throw. Throws underneath. That pass caught. First down, Broncos. Marvin Mims makes the catch. Gains 5. And they get the ball to the their own 49. Minute 35 to go and counting. Nix looks to throw. Nix gets pressured, jump pass, and again he spikes it to him at the feet of the intended receiver. And it brings up 2nd and 10. Minute 29 to go in the first half. Even though I'm a Vikings fan, a part of you wants to see the Bears in the Super Bowl because you like Caleb. Yeah, I mean, the Bears, they're good. I don't think they're Super Bowl level right now. Like, they definitely have potential. But, I mean, Caleb Williams is too inconsistent. And I just don't think the defense is good enough. But in a couple years, I think we could be talking with them in Super Bowl conversation. Here's a throw underneath that's actually caught by Ingram. And Ingram got space after the catch. And he'll gain about 11, maybe 12 yards. And another first down for the Broncos. So from the Commander 38, Nix looks to throw once again. And he throws over the middle of that pass. Caught by Sutton, his first catch. Another 12 yards, another first down for the Broncos. 54 seconds left, clock still running. Back-to-back nice completions right there for the Broncos. Ball on the 26. Nix throws underneath that pass, again caught by Ingram. And he's taken down inbounds here after a gain of 8. Getting it to the 19-yard line with 39 seconds left in the first half. But the clock stopped here with 39 seconds left. The Broncos called their third and final timeout. I'm not really sure why you'd call a timeout right there. I don't love using a timeout, but that's their final one. And they cannot stop the clock with a timeout anymore. If you could have any quarterback on the Giants, who are you taking? Josh Dobbs. Not sure I understand the question. A 2nd and 3 for the Broncos. Nick's going to look to throw. Throws the outside. Ingram again. And he's out of bounds here, stopping the clock with 34 seconds left. Another first down for the Broncos on the 11-yard line. Bo Nix on this drive is 6 of 8 for 53 yards. Really started to get some completions, get him going in the pass game. So 1st and 10 here, 34 seconds left. Commanders still 2 timeouts, Broncos out of timeouts. Ball on the Commander 11. Nix looks to throw. Nix throws the flat, and that pass caught, and he's knocked him out. Big hit right there. And it's 2nd and 10. So no gain on the play, knocked it bounce at the line of scrimmage. And that was a big hit. But that does stop the clock, obviously got out of bounds. So 28 seconds left in the first half. Nix in shotgun with the back to his right. Play clock winding down, they'll get the play off. Nix looks to throw. Nix steps up, gets pressured as he's falling to the ground. Throws a touchdown pass to Cortland Sutton. Wow, what a play right there for Bo Nix. As he's falling to the ground, he gets the throw off, and he finds Sutton in the end zone for the Broncos' first touchdown of the game. And what a play right there for Bo Nix. 10 plays, 64 yards. They take a minute 58 off the clock. Got to make sure he wasn't down here when he threw this. No, you got that throw off. Wow. What a play right there for Bo Nix. And here's Will Lutz to add the extra point. And it is good. Wow. What a drive. Broncos really get the offense going, get the pass game going. What a drive right there. 13-7 Broncos. About 20 seconds left in the first half. Josh Jacobs' meme for the Vikings. For us Vikings. It was a bad joke. Oh, I get it. Because he had that great few games a couple years ago. I get it. The quarterbacks from last year are popping off. Apart from maybe one, JJ. Yeah. The Vikings quarterback room from last year, playing pretty well. I mean, Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, although he wasn't amazing today, and the Colts lost. But, I mean, Darnold, Jones, who else they have? That have... Oh, and they also had Nick Mullins and Jaron Hall. I mean, those guys aren't really doing anything. I don't even know if they're on rosters. When Nick Mullins is on the Jaguars, and Jaron Hall is not on a team. We got rid of Jones and Darnold just to keep JJ and Wentz. Yeah, I always thought the Vikings should have kept Sam Darnold. I mean, yes, you never really knew what you had with JJ McCarthy, but I think that was like the whole thinking. Like, yes, he could end up being elite. You didn't know. But you know Sam Darnold can perform at a high level in that offense, in that system. It never really made much sense in getting rid of him. I mean, it kind of shows again this year when he's having a really good year with Seattle. Even having Sam Howell would have been better at this point. That is true. I mean, can't really get much worse than what the Vikings currently have. The kickoff here going to be brought back by Deebo Samuel. Did the ball come out at the end? Well, it looks like the ball came out. And the ball comes loose near the 35-yard line. Still no signal on whose ball this is. And it is Commander football. That could have been a huge mistake for the Commanders. Giving the Broncos the ball with 16 seconds on the 35. That would have been a disaster for the Commanders. But they are able to keep possession with 16 seconds left in the first half. Yeah, the ball definitely comes out before he's down. But the Commanders are right there and able to recover. Looks like McNichols might have been the guy to get it back. But it's going to be a kneel down here for the Commanders. And we'll head to halftime. The Broncos leading 13-7. And the Commanders also get the ball to start the second half. Such high hopes for the Commanders this year. So sad for Jaden Daniels. Yeah, I mean, he just hasn't been able to stay healthy. That's been a big problem. But, I mean, the Commanders also an entire team, they've just taken a step back. Like the defense is nowhere near as good as they were last year. And I mean, they just haven't been quite as good. But a 13-7 lead for the Broncos at halftime. I'm gonna go take a quick break, use the bathroom, fill my water. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Alright, I'm back. So we got a 13-7 lead for the Broncos at halftime. A decent first half for the Broncos. I mean, nothing amazing, but they had a good drive at the end of the first half. That is definitely something they can build on offensively. I mean, they got the pass game going a little bit. Now you just hope that's something that can carry over. Because, I mean, sometimes you see teams with a good 2-minute drive, and that's like the only time they can throw the ball effectively. But it'll be interesting to see if the Broncos can keep that up. But the defense playing pretty well. I mean, they've only got 7 points. It definitely could have been a little bit better, but the defense still played pretty well. But as far as an updated score prediction goes, the original prediction was the Broncos by a score of 27-13. I'm going to stick with the Broncos, and let's see, we'll give them a touchdown that'll put them to 20. A field goal would put them to 23. Let's say the Broncos, we still could go 27. Maybe we'll go 30. It seems like a lot for the Broncos, though. No, let's go with the Broncos 30-17. But we'll go over some stats from the first half. We'll start off with player stats for the Broncos. But Bo Nix didn't have a great first half. I mean, definitely was a lot better on that 2-minute drill, but overall, nothing amazing, although the numbers aren't that bad. As he went 15 of 24 for 146 yards and a touchdown, no interceptions or sacks. Hold on one second. Then R.J. Harvey went 7 carries for 24 yards. And Jaleel McLaughlin had 2 for 7. Bo Nix had 1 carry for 5. And Adam Prentice, the fullback, had 1 for 3. Then receiving for the Broncos, Adam Trautman had 2 catches for 35 yards. Evan Ingram had 3 for 28. Cortland Sutton, 2 for 23 and a touchdown. Troy Franklin, 2 for 21. Beatty had 3 for 18. Harvey had 2 for 15. Mims had 1 for 6. And Pat Bryant was targeted, but no catches. Then, for the Commanders, Marcus Mariota went 9 of 13 for 72 yards. No touchdowns and an interception. Also got sacked once. On the ground for the Commanders, they were pretty solid. Chris Rodriguez went at 7 times for 30 yards and a score. Corey Krosky-Merritt, 3 carries for 19 yards. Jeremy McNichols, 1 for 16. Mariota had 5 for 12. And Samuel, 1 for a loss of a yard. And then receiving for the Commanders, Zach Ertz, 5 catches for 45 yards. Terry McLaurin, 1 catch for 11 yards. Deebo Samuel, 2 for 9. John Bates, 1 for 7. And Rodriguez and Lane both targeted once, but no catches. Then the team stats from the first half. Both teams with 12 first downs. The Commanders went 4 of 5 on third down. Broncos went 3 of 7. Broncos also went 1 of 1 on fourth down. Commanders didn't attempt one. Total yards, 145 for the Broncos, 142 for the Commanders. Broncos at 5.3 yards per play. Commanders at 4.6. Broncos more passing yards, but the Commanders more rushing yards. And in the red zone, Broncos 1 touchdown and 3 trips. Commanders 1 for 2. And then 3 penalties, 18 yards against the Broncos, 1 for 5 against the Commanders. Commanders also turned the ball over once. And time possession pretty even. 14-39 for the Broncos, 15-21 for the Commanders. But overall, a fairly even first half. I mean, the Broncos are up by 6, but it definitely could be a lot worse if they knew how to finish a drive. They could be up I mean, they could be up 21-7 as opposed to 13-7, but still a decent performance so far for the Broncos. But the second half should start somewhat soon. While we wait for the second half to start, we'll go over some scores from around the NFL today. The Jaguars beat the Titans 25-3. I had that as a major upset pick, and it was not very good. The Titans put up 3 points and got destroyed. The Buccaneers beat the Cardinals 20-17. That was another upset pick. I took the Cardinals to win that game. Again, obviously didn't happen. The Jets beat the Falcons 27-24 and a 56-yard walk-off field goal. The Dolphins beat the Saints 21-17. Texans beat the Colts 20-16. And I mean, the Texans, they've been pretty good. They've won, I think, 4 straight. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 straight. And 5 of their last 6. So, I mean, they're looking pretty good, and they're the first team out of a playoff spot in the AFC. And then for the Colts, they've fallen to 8-4. They've lost back-to-back in 3 of their last 4. And definitely a little concerning right there, if you're the Colts. The 49ers beat the Browns 26-8. The Panthers upset the Rams 31-28. 3 touchdown passes from Bryce Young, 3 turnovers from Matthew Stafford. Seahawks beat the Vikings 26-0. Although Sam Darnold didn't have a great game against his former team. Just 128 passing yards. Let's see. The Bills beat the Steelers 26-7. And in that game, Josh Allen also set the new NFL record for rushing touchdowns by a quarterback with 76. And then the Chargers beat the Raiders 31-14. Although Justin Herbert fractured his hand and apparently needs surgery, but he might play next week. I don't really understand how that's possible. If you need hand surgery and how you can potentially play a week after. But somehow that's possible, and he's going to try to play. I believe the Chargers play the Eagles next week on Monday night. We looked that up. Yeah, they're on Monday Night Football next week. Eagles at the Chargers. That'll be interesting. But the second half set to start here. Commanders going to get the football first. Broncos. Best pressure rate in the NFL, 41%. Although tonight they have just a pressure rate of 7%. Mainly because Marcus Mariota has done a good job getting the ball out quickly. The Commanders have also had 4 carries of at least 10 yards this week. And that is the most allowed by the Broncos in a game yet this year. That's actually pretty impressive. But Will Lutz kicks off, and the Commanders will get the ball as we start the second half. Deebo Samuel fields it from the 3, and will bring it back here across the 20, get a block on the outside. Deebo going to break a tackle near the 25, and he's taken down at the 28. So that is where the Commanders take over here. Down by 6, I mean, still a one-score game. They're very much in this game, although they are 0-6 when trailing at halftime this season. But if I'm the Commanders, I think you've got to come out and try to run the football. I mean, you've done it pretty effectively. You've got to really run the ball here to start the second half. But Mariota in shotgun back to his right. And they will run the football here on the first play. And they have Chris Rodriguez, and he gets a nice pickup of 5 yards on first down. So it's 2nd and 4 from the 33. Mariota off play action, can look to throw. Has time, throws over the middle of the field, caught by Ertz. Another catch for him. And he's at bounds at the Bronco 48. And he moves to 6. It's the 6th catch of the game for Zach Ertz on his 7th target. Been very active in the passing game for the Commanders. Ertz 6 for 63. Commanders might have a free play here. Yep, looks like they do. And here's another throw to Ertz. And Ertz going to pick up about 12, maybe 13 on the free play. As the Broncos jump off sides. And there's another catch for Zach Ertz. So it is offside. The penalty is declined. And it's another first down for the Commanders. Just like that, they're inside Bronco territory. Mariota is now 11 of 15 for 102 yards and an interception. So 1st and 10 from the Bronco 36. Bring a tight end in motion. And they go to the ground here. No, yeah, they do go to the ground. Mariota going to keep it, though. And Mariota getting to the outside. He's got another 15-plus yards. And another first down for the Commanders. This has been a really good drive for the Commanders to start this drive. Mariota's run 6 times for 31 yards. That one definitely is best of the day. So they got the ball in the red zone on the 17. Bring a receiver in motion. And they go back to the ground here. Rodriguez. This time he's bottled up. Maybe a yard. Not much, though. And it brings up 2nd down. Marcus Mariota career timeline was the Heisman Trophy winner in 2014, 2nd pick in 2015, with the Titans where he went 29 and 32. Then went to the Raiders, made 0 starts. Went to the Falcons, made a few. And then I think it was the Eagles after that. Now here he is in Washington. Here's a screen from McNichols, and he is, again, taken down at the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle in space right there by the Bronco defender. And brings up 3rd and 9. So 3rd and 9. Big opportunity here for the Broncos to hold him to 3. Mariota in shotgun back to his left. Mariota off play action. Throws. Whoa, that pass going to be caught, though, for a first down. Terry McLaurin down to the 4-yard line. And another first down for the Commanders. Man, this has been a great drive. On the first drive of the second half. But it's a 7-play, 69-yard drive for the Commanders. They've taken about 4 minutes off the clock. And here we got Wildcat for the Commanders. Debo's going to take the direct snap. He's going to look to run, and he's taken down for a loss of a yard. Broncos, nice play right there. Able to stop him. So 2nd and goal. Mariota in shotgun back to his right. From the 5-yard line, Mariota off play action. Throws back to the end zone. Incomplete. Too high for Terry McLaurin. It's incomplete. Actually wasn't that high, just broken up by Surtain. A little bit of a high throw, but definitely catchable. And McLaurin probably makes that catch if he's not covered so tightly there. So it's 3rd and goal. Mariota in shotgun, back to his right. A look to throw. Mariota throws. End zone. That is... Did he catch that? Wow, what a catch! Treylon Burks. What a catch for the Commanders. And they've tied the game at 13 and are an extra point away from taking the lead. Wow, what a catch. That is an insane catch from Treylon Burks. Just a one-handed catch. That is an insane play. Wow. And here is the extra point for the Commanders to put them up by 1, make it 14-13. And the extra point is good. So 14-13. Man, what a drive for the Commanders, capped off with an insane touchdown catch from Treylon Burks. But they retake the lead. It's 14-13. And wow, what a drive, what a play. It's one of the best catches I've seen all year. But it's a 10-play, 72-yard drive that take 5:02 off the clock. And the Commanders lead the Broncos 14-13 with 9:58 to go in the 3rd quarter. But let's see how the Broncos respond. Let's see how their offense looks. Obviously, they just scored a touchdown in their last drive. But the defense has given the lead up. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. Alright, they're back from commercial. The Broncos get the football back. Now down by a point. Second time they've been down because they've allowed a touchdown and they've only scored 1. Kick field goals. But the kickoff returned here to the 28-yard line. And that is where Nix and the Broncos offense will take over for their first possession here in the second half. But Nick's a good final drive of the first half. Let's see how he looks here to start the second half. Nick's 146 yards and a touchdown in that first half. They'll come out under center here from their own 28. Bring Ingram in motion and toss it to the left side for McLaughlin. And he'll gain a yard. Maybe 2. Kentucky's going to fire their coach. Mark Stoops is out. He's owing a $37 million buyout. That is officially going to be processed tomorrow. Made official. Sure, seen a lot of teams fire their coach today. Obviously got the Lane Kiffin stuff as well. But it's going to be a crazy coaching carousel for college. So 2nd and 8 here from the 30. Nix rolling to his right. On the run. Nix throws that pass. Dropped. Bryant drops it. And it's 3rd down. It was a great throw by Nix. Very accurate right in the run. Just not caught. That's a pass that definitely needs to be caught. So it's 3rd and 8. Nixon shotgun back to his left from the 30. Commanders bring a blitz. Nix has time, steps up, going to run for a first down here. Nix going to dive down at the 41-yard line and move the chains with his legs. But a nice scramble right there for Bo Nix, able to find a seam. And the Broncos do a great job picking up that blitz, giving him time, or enough time to step up and find space to run. Here's a handoff to Mims on the jet sweep. Mims gets a couple blocks on the outside, and he's knocked down after a big hit. And he'll gain about 9. So it's 2nd down, and about a yard here for the Broncos. Kind of like if they were to take a shot right here. Haven't really thrown the ball deep too much. I mean, they've thrown some fairly deep passes, but no, like, truly deep shots down the field. 2nd and short from about midfield. Like a play-action pass here. We got a flea flicker. Nix going to look to throw, and he's going to throw to the flat for Harvey, and it's actually incomplete. So I got the right idea. Instead, they threw a check down. Now, that was an interesting one right there, because usually on flea flickers, you don't see them have enough time. But Nix had plenty of time right there, and he still threw to the flat. So I don't even know if there was anyone downfield, or if they were. Maybe they were very tightly covered. But it's 3rd and 1. Nix, play action, rolling to his right, and Nix directs traffic, then throws back across the field. That is a dangerous throw, but it's caught by Bryant for a first down if it stands. There's a flag on the play. Man, that is a dangerous play by Bo Nix. There's 2 flags in the play. It's looked like an RPO, so it might be an ineligible player downfield, because on RPOs, linemen are obviously run blocking, trying to get as far downfield as possible in case they do decide to run it. We got offensive pass interference as well as holding against the offense. Holding by Pat Bryant. The guy actually caught the ball. But that wipes off the conversion and makes it a much more difficult 3rd and 11 here. So we got Nix in shotgun from the 40. A look to throw. Nix, given time, lots of it. Nix going to take a shot deep down the field. He's got a receiver who falls down, but that actually works. Sutton makes the catch while he's on a knee at the 30-yard line. And a big play right there for the Broncos. That looks like it wasn't going to work because Sutton lost his balance. But it ended up working out because he was on the knee and the ball was a little bit short. And it works out right there. So the Broncos now in the Commander 29. Throw to the outside for Ingram, and he's knocked out of bounds after getting a 4. Needed that. Yeah, sure did. Didn't want to punt the ball right back. That was a big throw and catch. So here is a 2nd and 6 with 6:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. Ball on the Commander 25. Nix under center. We'll hand it off here to McLaughlin. And he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. Broncos need to be able to finish this drive, though. Not have another one stall and kick a field goal. So we've definitely seen the red zone problems. I mean, technically they're not in the red zone, but close enough. You need to be able to finish this drive. We've got a 3rd and 5 right now, with 5:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. So Nix in shotgun. The Commander is showing blitz. We'll drop out and rush 3. Nix quick throw. Call for a 1st down. Pat Bryant inside the 10. Fighting towards the goal line. He's taken down at the 3. Nice catch and run right there for Pat Bryant. And a 1st down on 3rd down for the Broncos. Looks like this pass game for the Broncos has really woken up. That is a really nice throw by Bo Nix as well, right on the money. Able to hit him in stride and have space after the catch. Nix over 200 yards through the air now, also a touchdown. So 1st and goal from the 3. Nix under center, Harvey is the back. They hand it to him straight ahead, and Harvey is very close. I think he got in. No, they're going to mark him half a yard short. So R.J. Harvey stopped by the half-yard line. And it'll be 2nd and goal for the Broncos. Currently on a 10-play, 71-yard drive, taking about 5:40 off the clock. Oh, I was looking away as they showed the replay. But they do roll him short. And it's now 2nd and goal. Nix under center. They go back to Harvey. And Harvey, this time, he's in. R.J. Harvey with the touchdown for the Broncos. And they retake the lead. They're about to go up 20-14 as they go on a great drive. And the Broncos offense has really woken up over the last 2 drives. The 2-minute drive and this drive right here, 2 really nice drives. The pass game's woken up. A nice rushing touchdown here for R.J. Harvey. And here is Will Lutz to add the extra point and put him up by 6 to make it 20-14. And his extra point is good. So 20-14. The Broncos lead the Commanders. And that was a really nice touchdown drive. Right there from the Broncos. 11 plays, 72 yards. They take 5:59 off the clock. And they retake the lead. And that was a great response. Almost the exact same kind of drive the Commanders went on. The Commanders were 10 for 72. Took 5 minutes. Broncos went 11 plays, also 72. They took 6 minutes. But a very similar drive. And same result for both teams. But it's now 20-14. The Broncos retake the lead. But we wait for them to come back from commercial here. That's kind of odd. Don't we find out Vegas has control of this game? Very similar drives. Yeah, it was very similar. The Broncos, they've now hit 20 points here for the 8th time this year. I'm sorry, 9th time. They're 6-2 in the previous 8 games, when scoring at least 20. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. And the Commanders going to get the football back. Now down by 6. The kickoff is away. It's fielded by Debo on the run about the 3-yard line. And here comes Debo across the 20 to roughly the 30. Looks like maybe the 31. The Broncos defense entering tonight, they have the best pressure rate in the NFL, getting pressure on 41% of pass plays for opposing quarterbacks. But tonight, a 5% pressure rate, which is the lowest in the NFL in any game this season, not just the Broncos. So that is very interesting, but I mean, really it's just the Commanders doing a great job getting the ball out quickly. Mariota to throw here. He sets up the screen for McNichols, and he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. No space. After the catch, block never really developed. So 2nd and 10. From the 31-yard line, Mariota in shotgun back to his right. 3:15 to go in the 3rd quarter. Play action here. Mariota throws downfield. That pass, wow, that's caught. Tight window of throw. But he's able to get it to Terry McLaurin for another catch. Gain of about 12. McLaurin tonight, 3 catches for 38 yards. So 1st and 10 from the 45. Mariota under center. They bring Terry McLaurin in motion here. And they hand it off to McNichols. Going to bounce to the outside. Stiff arm defender. And a nice run there from McNichols, gaining about six or so yards. Second about 4. Actually, only gave him 5 right there, so it's 2nd and 5. So Mariota in the pistol, back behind him. Ball in midfield. And they go back to the ground here. McNichols straight ahead this time. Maybe a yard before he stopped. Not much space to run on that play. And we had an injured Bronco down on the field. So hopefully he's okay. They go to commercial. Not sure who it was. Let's see who that was. Whoever it is, hopefully he's okay. Looks like some kind of defensive lineman. Was 93. Let's see, 93 for the Broncos. Is DJ Jones. Defensive tackle. Hopefully he's okay, obviously. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. At the injury timeout. A 6-point Broncos lead. Hold on 1 second. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. I was hopefully the injured player is okay. So it's a 3rd and 4 for the Commanders. Mariota in shotgun with the back to his left. Broncos rush 4. And we actually got play blown dead here. Flag on the play. We have false starting with the Commanders, and I'll back them up 5. So instead of 3rd and 4, to make it a 3rd and 9, Laramie Tunsil will call for the false start. It's his first year with the Commanders after he got traded there from the Texans in the offseason. So 3rd and 9. Mariota gonna look to throw. Mariota gets pressured. Just launches one deep down the field. That pass incomplete. overthrew everybody. And it's 4th down. But one of the rare times the Broncos was able to get pressure on Mariota today, forcing completion. So it's 4th and 9. They're forced to punt it away. Broncos come after the punt, get some pressure on it, but it's away cleanly. And this one is going to bounce roughly the 15 and stop bouncing about the 14. So Broncos take over with 44 seconds left in the first half. So they lead by 6, 20-14. But the Broncos can get the ball back here. Good opportunity here for the Broncos to extend their lead. Hold on 1 second. Alright, I'm going to go to tissue. I'll be right back. Alright, but we still wait for them to come back from commercial. We got about 40 seconds left in the third quarter. So, of course, they're going to go to commercial now, and then they'll be at commercial again 40 seconds later. So 1st and 10. Broncos on their own 14-yard line. 44 seconds left in the third quarter. Knicks under center. And they'll start off with a run play here. R.J. Harvey. Not much space. Pretty much taking down at the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard. That could be the final play of the third quarter as well. Probably will be. It's a 2nd and 9 for the Broncos, so they do give him a yard. So Nick's in shotgun. They will snap this year. And Nick's going to roll to his right, escaping the rush. Nick's directs traffic. Throws downfield. That is going to be caught about the 31-yard line by Pat Bryant. And a 1st down for the Broncos. A nice play right there. Nick's able to extend the play, find Bryant on the run. And it is a 1st down for the Broncos and a nice way to end the third quarter. So we enter the fourth quarter. The Broncos lead 20-14. Up by 6, and they've got a 1st and 10 at about their own 30-yard line. But a nice play right there to end the third quarter for the Broncos. They're up by 6. As we go to the fourth quarter, Broncos outgaining the Commanders 283 to 240. The Broncos have only run for 66 yards, but I mean, Bo Nix ends up having a pretty nice game so far. He's 19 of 30 for 217 yards and a touchdown. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial, entering the final quarter of play. Hold on one second. Alright. Yeah, we still wait for them to come back. A 20 to 14 Broncos lead. We've got the football as well. Got the ball on their own 31-yard line. It was a 16-yard catch to Pat Bryant on that previous play. Alright, so now they're back from commercial, finally. So 1st and 10 from the 31. Nix throws underneath. Catch there for Sutton for a gain of 2. Sutton hasn't been targeted a ton. I believe that's his 4th catch, but he's also found the end zone. So it's a 2nd and 8. Nix now up to 220 yards passing. So Nix and shotgun going to look to throw. Commanders bring 5. Nix has time. Throws over the middle. Incomplete. A swatting attempt at it made by Pat Bryant. But throw a little bit too low. And it's 3rd down for the Broncos. 3rd and 8. So 3rd and 8 for the Broncos. On their own 33, Nix and shotgun back to his right. Nix looks to throw. Pump fakes. Now throws. Intercepted! Picked off by Bobby Wagner at the 37-yard line. That was not a good throw right there for Bo Nix. He threw it right to him. That was not a good throw. Let's see what Bo Nix is looking at here. Because, I mean, looks like he just threw the ball right to Bobby Wagner. Oh, he's trying to hit, I think that's Bryant on the in route. He just throws it right to him. Just does not see Bobby Wagner. And the Commanders, they're set up here. They got the ball on the 37-yard line. And let's see what they can do. In a pretty good spot. Actually, the 36 where it's spotted as, only down by 6. So Mariota under center. They go I formation. They bring McLaurin in motion. And play action. Mariota throws down. Field that pass can be caught by Ertz again. Actually, that's not Ertz. That's one of their other tight ends. It's a gain of about 14. I'm not sure who that is. Number 80 with the catch right there for the Commanders. So 1st and 10 from the 22. Play action here. Mariota stumbles and then just throws one away. So it's 2nd and 10. Well, Mariota tripped over himself. But just a throwaway right there. So it's incomplete. Makes it 2nd and 10. Here's a throw to the outside for, I believe that's Bates. And he'll gain about a yard, maybe 2. And it's 3rd and 8 here for the Broncos. Commanders converting 75% of their 3rd downs today. That's their highest this season. They go against the best 3rd down defense in the NFL here. 3rd and 8. Empty backfield for Mariota. Broncos bring 4. Mariota has time. Takes a shot. At the end zone, incomplete. Wanted Terry McLaurin very tight coverage from Patrick Surtain. And it's 4th down. It's going to be a field goal try here from the Broncos. For the Commanders. The Bronco defense does a nice job. So they're going to hold him to a field goal try. And not even allow... Actually, they do allow 1 first down after the turnover. So here's Moody from 38 yards away. 5 yards longer than the extra point. And the field goal is good, not the extra point. So it's 20-17. The Broncos with the Commanders. We got 12:37 to go in the 4th quarter. And the Broncos up by 3. But I mean, the Bronco defense, they do a nice job making sure the interception thrown by making sure the interception thrown by Bo Nix doesn't really hurt them. I mean, yes, you obviously shouldn't throw the interception. They do 3, but still a pretty good job of the defense right there. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. Broncos gonna get the football back. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. 3-point Broncos. We had about 12.5 minutes to go. Alright, they're back from commercial. Broncos getting the football back. $12:37 to go in the fourth quarter. Broncos lead 20-17. So here is the kickoff return from Marvin Mims from the 10-yard line. I'll bring it back to the 29. And that is where the Broncos will take over. So Bo Nix and the offense back onto the field. Obviously, Nix trying to not throw an interception this time. Actually, the umpire get hurt. It's a right calf injury for the ref. We saw a ref get hurt against 2 weeks ago on Thursday in the Texans-Bills game. Here's a quick throw out to Marvin Mims for a gain of about 2. So 2nd and 8. Play clock at 5. Empty backfield for Bo Nix. And he will get the play off. Nix throwing outside. Pass caught by Bryant. Gain of about 5. He's short for first down. It'll be 3rd and about 3 here for the Broncos. So 3rd and 3. Bo Nix tonight, 227 yards, touchdown, and interception. So 3rd and 3. Nix with the back to his right from the 36. Look to throw. Got pressure. Nix dancing around. Nix gets sacked. Back at the 30-yard line. Bo Nix goes down for the sack. And it brings up 4th down. That is not a good possession right there for the Broncos offense. They go 3 and out and give the ball right back to the Commanders. But the Broncos go 3 and out. It's their second 3 and out of the day. And now they're going to give the ball back to the Commanders with about 10.5 minutes left. And the Commanders only down by 3. Oh, wow. The Commanders came after that one. Almost blocked it, but it's away cleanly. And it goes out of bounds near the 30. I always hate when they do that. They start zooming in on the ref who's going to spot the ball, and then they just cut away from him before he actually spots it. But let's see. Where is the ball? I'd say probably like the 28, 30-yard line. 27. So it's a 43-yard punt that goes out of bounds at the Commander 27. And the Commanders will take over here down 20-17. But I mean, all they need is a field goal to tie right now. And there's still plenty of time left. 10-12 to go in the fourth quarter. Broncos could be in some trouble. But it's a 3-point game. And the Broncos are going to need to rely on their defense right here. I mean, they did a pretty good job last drive. They held them to 3. And the drive before that, they forced a punt. So maybe they can do that again. But the Broncos are going to need to rely on the defense. Going to stop right here. Or at the very least, just hold them to 3 and not give up the lead. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. So a 3-point Bronco lead with over 10 minutes to go. Alright, so now they're back from commercial. So the Commanders with the ball on their own 27. They bring Terry McLaurin in motion. And they'll hand it off here to Rodriguez. He's been not as active as he was in the first half. He'll pick up 5 here on the run straight ahead. We got 10 minutes to go in the game. Brings up 2nd and 5 here for the Commanders. Commanders, they run the ball pretty effectively today. 24 carries, 112 yards. That's 4.7 yards per carry. So 2nd and 4. They actually gave him 6 there on first down. And Mariota going to keep this in the option, running to the right side. And he'll get a yard, maybe 2. Ended up running into his own guy. And it brings up 3rd and short. But this is a big play right here. 3rd and short. If you're the Commanders, you don't want to go 3 and out. If the Broncos, getting the ball back to the offense go a long way right here. Assuming the offense doesn't just go 3 and out and give the ball right back. But we got 9:05 to go. A 3rd and 2 here for the Commanders. Mariota in shotgun back to his right. They bring Deebo Samuel across the formation. Play clock winding down. They got the snap off. Mariota going to take a shot. Down the field. Incomplete. Trying to hit Deebo Samuel. Overthrew him just a little bit. And the Commanders going to go 3 and out. And that's a big stop for the Bronco defense. They're trying to get Deebo running a swap fade. I think Deebo is more expecting a back shoulder as opposed to it thrown over the top. But the defense gets a stop, and the Broncos are going to get the ball right back to the offense. So the defense actually comes up big over the past couple drives for the Broncos. I mean, they hold the Commanders to 3 after the interception, and they force a 3 and out right here. So the Broncos get the ball back with 8:42 to go in the 4th quarter. Up by a score of 20-17. And a couple of really nice possessions right there for the Bronco defense. Well, I mean, overall, they've played a pretty solid game. They have allowed 17 points, but overall, I don't really think they've been that bad. Really, the only thing where they could really improve is, I mean, they haven't done a great job stopping the run. And they haven't got much pressure, but I don't really blame that more on the defense That's more because the Commanders are just throwing the ball so quickly. But Mariota's been sacked one time for 6 yards. Commanders, they've run for 114 and a touchdown on 4.6 yards a carry. But we wait for them to come back from commercial here. 20-17 Broncos lead. Of course, they got to go to another commercial after a simple 3 and out that took like a minute off the clock. Sorry, a minute 30 off the clock. But the teams trade 3 and outs, and the Broncos get the ball back with 8:42 to go, up by 3. And they've got the ball on their own 20-yard line after a 45-yard punt. But we still wait for them to come back. This is a big drive right here for the Broncos. If you can score a touchdown, that doesn't essentially put the game away, but puts you in a really good spot. And at the very least, just run some clock and take a lot of time off. Although, the Broncos haven't run the ball too effectively today. Only like 70 or so rushing yards. Yeah, 66 rushing yards on 3.7 yards per attempt. RJ Harvey, 10 carries for 28 yards. And a touchdown. Really thought RJ Harvey would be a little bit better. I mean, he hasn't been terrible, but thought he would have been a little bit better after the injury to J.K. Dobbins. I mean, that is obviously a huge loss for the offense. He was like top 5 in rushing before he got hurt. But a 1st and 10 from the 20. Nix under center. And we'll hand it off here. McLaughlin up the middle. And he's got space. Good run here from McLaughlin. And we're getting 15, dragging a couple defenders with him. 15 yards on the 1st down carry. One of the better runs of the day for the Broncos. But a very nice run right there. So 1st and 10 here for the Broncos. They actually gave him 14, not 15. But close enough. Nix under center from the 34. Play action here. Nix gets pressured. Nix is going to just throw it at the flat. Trying to hit, I believe that's Will Jordan Humphrey in the flat right there. But didn't have time, and he also got covered. He was with the Giants for a few games this year, and I wish the Giants kept him. He actually was one of their better receivers with how bad the Giants receivers have been this year. But of course not. He was still in the practice squad, so the Broncos went out and signed him. And of course now he's playing with the Broncos. But a 2nd and 10. They go back to the ground. Here's RJ Harvey trying to bounce outside. Going to break a tackle and fight forward for about 2 yards. So that brings up 3rd and 8 here for the Broncos. We're just the halfway point here in the 4th quarter. Still a 3-point Bronco lead. And obviously I know it is early, but each team does have all 3 timeouts. Oh, the umpire got hurt. He's back in. So Nick's going to throw here on 3rd down. He finds a receiver out of the backfield. He's got a 1st down. He runs somebody over and gains about 13 yards. That's the fullback Prentice. And a big play right there for the Broncos. They would move the sticks on 3rd and pretty long. That is a nice play for the Bronco offense. Broncos an extra lineman into the game here. So a 1st and 10 from the 47. Nix, hands off, RJ Harvey. No gain. I mean, RJ Harvey just hasn't had a ton of space to run. So, like, it's not really his fault that he's run the ball for like 30 yards, but he just hasn't really had much space, which is kind of surprising. I don't really remember the Commanders' run defense being that good. So 2nd and 10 from the 47. Empty backfield here for Nix. Look to throw. Roll to his right. Nix now gets pressured, and he throws it at the feet of Pat Bryant, and it's incomplete. That brings up 3rd and 10 with 5:42 to go. So 3rd and 10. This is a big play right here. Empty backfield for Bo Nix. Commanders bring 4. Nix throws the outside. That pass is going to be caught by Ingram, and he'll gain 6, but he's well short of a 1st down. And a decision here for Sean Payton. It's 4th and 4. And they're going to punt it. So it'll be a 4th and 4, a punt from the Broncos. And the Commanders will get it back. So Crawshaw to punt it away. And this one is... Oh, did he get that? Oh, well, it's going to be down at the 1-yard line. Well, what a punt right there. I thought they might have touched the goal line. But, well, what a punt. The Broncos able to down it at the 1. Oh, he was on the goal line when he touched that. So, it was almost a great punt. But instead, it's touchback. Because Will Jordan Humphrey steps on the goal line when he touches the ball. And the Commanders take over with 4:42 to go at their own 20. But the Commanders catch a break there, because obviously you don't want to be starting inside your own inside your own 1, pretty much. But I mean, great effort there for the Broncos, although unable to save it. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. A 3-point Broncos lead. And the Commanders take over their own 20 with 4:42 to go. So another big drive right here. The Broncos defense playing pretty well. A punt on 2 of the last 3 drives for the Commanders. And the one they didn't, they got the ball in field goal range. So they just kicked a field goal. But a big drive for both sides. The drive could potentially decide the game, depending on how long it takes and what happens. But we'll see what the Commanders can do here. Down by 3, field goal ties it, touchdown, put them in the lead, and give them an opportunity to win. Touchdown would also put them up by 4, meaning the Broncos need a touchdown and not be able to kick a field goal. Oh, next Sunday we got a pretty interesting game. We got the Texans and Chiefs. That's a pretty good one. It's a huge game for the AFC playoff race. So a 1st and 10 from the 20. Mariota off play action, rolling to his right. Mariota throws one downfield. That pass caught by McLaurin at the 37-yard line. A nice catch right there. Gain of 17 to number 17. And a 1st down for the Commanders. Nice throw and catch. McLaurin now has 4 catches for 54 yards. So a 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Mariota hands off. Gronkowski Murray, maybe a yard. So 2nd and 9 from the 37. Play action here. Mariota gets pressured, pump fakes, and he goes down for a sack. Wait, no, did he ever go down? He gets back up. Mariota's going to try to run here. Well, he never actually got touched down. And they're going to say he got about 7 yards on a scramble. Well, they might have touched him. Let's see. The Broncos are going to challenge this. Sean Payton throws the challenge flag. Oh, I don't know if he touched him. Oh, wow, he just barely touches the back of his jersey. Wow. That is a big call right there. I mean, it is close, but that's the right call. He just barely touches him. So it is now 3rd and 21. Mariota going to look to throw. Half time. Mariota takes a shot deep down the field. Pass is broken up. Wow, Ertz had it for a second, but it got knocked out. And a big play made by the Bronco defender to knock that pass free. Ertz had it, but then he got punched out by Singleton. What a play. That is a great defensive play. Punches exactly on the football. Wow. What a play. The Bronco defense going to force another punt. Mims fields this over the shoulder at the 19. And he dances around up to the 28. But the Broncos defense, they get another stop. And they get the ball back to the offense. We'll take over 3:31 to go. And for once, they're actually not going to go to commercial. Or a full TV timeout. They'll go to like a 30-second commercial here. But it was a 54-yard punt, 8-yard return. And the Broncos take over their own 29 with 3:31 to go. Up by 3. Big drive right here could potentially put the game away for the Broncos. A touchdown pretty much ends it, especially at this point in the game. And we even just take some time off the clock here. So 1st and 10 from the 29 here for the Broncos. Nix under center. Hands off to McLaughlin to the right side. And he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. Imagine we got a timeout here by the Commanders. Yeah, we do. The first timeout by either side here in the second half. So the Commanders call their first timeout with 3:23 to go in the fourth quarter. So 3:23 to go. Broncos up by 3. 2nd and 10 here. So Nix under center. McLaughlin is the back from the 29. They got the fullback Prentice in there as well. Nix going to throw here. He finds McLaughlin in the flat. And he's going to get tripped up after a gain of 6. But a nice play. 6-yard pickup right there. Clock is running down to 3:12. But the Commanders call a timeout. So maybe they'll put a few more seconds back on the clock. So it's a 3rd and 4. I mean, you could throw this. We just saw them throw the ball. They could throw it again if they have a play that they like. So it's 3rd and 4. 3:12 to go. This is another huge play in this game. For the Commanders' defense, has got to be aware of Bo Nix and what he can potentially do as a scrambler. And I lost internet. Hold on. Of course, at this point in the game. Alright, so the Broncos called the timeout. We didn't miss the play. That's the good news. So it's 20-19. Sorry, 20-17. The Broncos with the Commanders. So 3rd and 4. Here we go. Empty backfield for Bo Nix. 3:12 to go. 3rd and 4 from their own 35. Nix gonna look to throw. Commanders bring 3. Nix, quick throw. Incomplete. Trying to get it to Sutton, but there was a very tight window And he couldn't get the ball there. And it's 4th down. Oh, he should have Sutton, but one of the linebackers, Martin, who looks like he's blitzing, drops back, and he completely takes away the throwing lane. So the Broncos going to punt it away. The Commanders will get the ball back with 3:05 to go, roughly, and a timeout. Wayne taking down pretty much right where he catches the ball, the 14-yard line. So exactly 3 minutes and a timeout to work with for the Commanders. Let's see what they can do here. Down by 3. A field goal ties it. Touchdown. Might win it. So let's see what the Commanders can do. Let's see if the Broncos defense can come up with another big stop. Marcus Mariota 15 career game-winning drives in the 4th quarter or overtime. 3 minutes to go. Mariota looks to throw, steps up, throws the outside high but incomplete. Trying to get it to Treylon Burks with the touchdown catch earlier on that insane catch. So 2nd and 10. Mariota in shotgun back to his right. From the 15. Mariota going to look to throw. We'll have some time here. Going to step up and try to run. And Mariota going to gain about 11 before he's forced out of bounds. So nice scramble right there. Gets to 26. Mariota's now running 8 times for 44 yards. So 1st and 10 from the 26. Mariota in shotgun back to his left. A look to throw. Mariota takes a shot down the field. That pass incomplete. Another one. A one-handed attempt by Treylon Burks here. Riley Moss in coverage right there. Brings up 2nd and 10. So 2nd and 10 from the 26. Mariota to throw once again. And to take a shot deep down the field here. Wants McCord and he overthrew him. Again, Patrick Surtain stride for stride with him downfield. Been that way the entire game. So 3rd and 10. 2:38 to go. I mean, I'd imagine this is 4-down territory for the Commanders. They've only got 1 timeout left. So the Broncos show blitz here on 3rd and long. Mariota in shotgun back to his right. The Broncos drop out and bring 4. And a quick throw over the middle of that pass going to be caught by Ertz. But I think he's short of a 1st down. He is short by about half a yard. So it'll be 4th and 1 for the Commanders. 2:20 to go. They don't have to run a play before the 2-minute warning, but they probably would, considering they're trying to save time. They will. They're going to run it straight ahead. McNichols has a 1st down. A gain of 2, and that'll probably take us to the 2-minute warning. So they move the sticks on 4th down. They keep the drive alive. And their chances in this game. So 2 minutes to go. A 3-point lead for the Broncos, but the Commanders putting together a drive. And we'll see what they can do. Hold on 1 second. But we wait for them to come back from commercial, a 3-point game with 2 minutes left. 1 timeout for the Commanders, 2 for the Broncos. But let's see if the Broncos defense can get a stop, or if the Commanders can either tie or win the game. I mean, if the Commanders score quickly, the Broncos also have a chance to potentially put a drive together themselves and potentially win the game. I don't think a tie is possible. Yeah, because if the Commanders score a touchdown, that puts them up 24. The field goal wouldn't tie, and a touchdown would win it. So here we go. 2 minutes left from the 37. Mariota in shotgun. With the back to his right. Mariota going to look to throw. Plenty of time. And he throws over the middle, caught by a swatting Zach Ertz at midfield. Gain of 13 yards. Something to keep in mind is the kicker situation for the Commanders. Not necessarily amazing. They've got Jake Moody, who's been better with them, although he's still not the greatest kicker in the world. We got a flag here. A false start going against the Commanders, and this is interesting. Because with the running clock inside 2 minutes, there's going to be a 10-second runoff. Sean Payton's talking with the ref. So let's see. I believe the Broncos do have the option to decline, or the Commanders can call a timeout to avoid it. So it's a false start against the Commanders. And the Commanders have elected to use their final... no, they're going to take the 10-second runoff and save the timeout. I don't ever see Terry McLaurin move up there. They called him McLaurin at the top of the screen. I don't ever see him move. So they put a couple seconds back on the clock, actually, a minute 30. Clock is running as well. Mariota gonna look to throw. Gets pressured. Mariota dancing around, and he'll just throw it away. And that could be grounding. I'm gonna throw like 15 yards over everybody in the area. But stops the clock right now with a minute 17 to go. And let's see, is this grounding? There was now a flag down. They are going to call grounding. This is another one that comes with a 10-second runoff as well. So a minute 17 to go. Could be down to 1:07 to go with the runoff. So we do have intentional grounding. So there's a 10-yard penalty with the loss of down. And I do like the call. I do think that is grounding. So apparently that's technically not intentional grounding, according to the rules expert, but I don't know. They're saying it was close enough. And there's also now the 10-second runoff did occur. So 1:07 on the clock. 2nd and 25. So they're back at their own 35-yard line. 2nd and 25. Mariota steps up. Throws one down the field. It is knocked down, incomplete. Trying to get it to Terry McLaurin. Riley Moss knocks it down, and it's 3rd and long for the Commanders. So 59 seconds left. Obviously, you do have two plays to get this 25 yards. But 25 yards is still a lot. So 3rd and 25. Broncos going to rush forward, drop everyone back pretty deep. Mariota steps up, gets pressured, rolls right, throws on the run. That is caught by McLaurin, and he gets knocked out of bounds. That is a big play, because that stops the clock. They also got like 20 yards, so it makes this 4th down a lot more manageable, and it stops the clock. So 52 seconds left. It's 4th and 5. Although Terry McLaurin's going to be on the sideline for this 4th down play. So it's 4th down and 6. Gotta have it here for the Commanders. 52 seconds left. Mariota in shotgun, back to his left. Broncos bring 5. Mariota, quick throw over the middle. Call for a 1st down. Zach Ertz makes the catch. Gain of about 8. Clock still running, 40 seconds to go. Commanders getting closer and closer to field goal range. Broncos send a blitz right here. Mariota, quick throw. Call for a 1st down. Deebo Samuel taking down inbounds. Gain of 11. Clock still running. 25 seconds left. And now there's a flag down. That's going to stop the clock with 26 seconds left. So it's 12 men on the field against the Broncos. That penalty gets declined, but the big thing is that stops the clock. So the clock is now stopped with 26 seconds left. And a 1st and 10 for the Commanders. Broncos also with 2 timeouts, Commanders with 1. And the Commanders are well inside field goal range now on the 27-yard line. So we're going to put a few seconds back on the clock to 31. The Commanders still have their timeout. And because the clock stopped, it also gives them the opportunity to put Terry McLaurin back on the field. Mariota, quick throw to the outside for Debo, who turns inside. And he'll get pushed down to the 20. With 20 seconds to go. 22 actually, and it looks like the Commanders call timeout right here. So their 3rd and final timeout. With 22 seconds left. Broncos still have 2 timeouts. Now, the Commanders should still have time. If they do complete this over the middle and inbounds. And so Jake Moody is the field goal kicker for the Commanders. He's 1 of 1 on the day. Would be a 37-yarder from here. He made from 38. So Mariota in shotgun back to his left. Ball in the 20. It's on the left hash right now. Something to keep an eye on as well. Mariota going to take a shot towards the end zone. Nobody's there. So it is now 3rd and 3. Some kind of miscommunication right here. Oh, the receiver just breaks inside instead of outside. That's what it appears like. So 3rd and 3. 19 seconds to go. Mariota, quarterback run. Mariota's going to have the first down. Getting to the outside. Mariota trying to get out of bounds. And he will. Mariota is able to stop the clock. With 12 seconds left. So 12 seconds left. The offense still on the field for the Commanders. Ball's on the left hash right now. They could take a shot at the end zone. But we need to make sure that it's in the end zone or incomplete. Because you can't complete it short right here. 12 seconds, no timeouts. And you also can't take a sack right here if you're Mariota. So 12 seconds left. 1st and 10 here for the Commanders. The offense is still on the field. And really you could do 2 things right here. You could center the ball on the field or put it where Jake Moody wants it. Because you got everyone right there. You can just take a knee and you can spike it. Because you can do that in 12 seconds because nobody really has to move. Or you could take a shot at the end zone. They will take a shot at the end zone. Mariota, he threw it almost into the first row. Just to take some time off and not risk anything with nobody open. They could do that again if they want. 7 seconds left. They're going to do one more. The Commanders can take one more shot at the end zone here. 7 seconds left. Again, this has to go to the end zone or be incomplete. Now you really don't have time to spike it. It's 7 seconds. Broncos with 3 guys on the goal line. Mariota going to look to throw. We'll just throw this too high from McCord and it's incomplete. So it's 3rd and 10. And here comes the field goal with 4 seconds left. To send the game to overtime. It'll be Jake Moody. He's 4 of 5 on field goals in the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter overtime. It's a 32-yarder, so yards shorter than an extra point. The Broncos do have a timeout. Let's see if they use it. 4 seconds left. Ball on the left hash. 32 yards to tie it and send it to overtime. Broncos don't use the timeout. Moody's kick is up. It's good, and we're headed to overtime. 20-20. We're tied. We head to overtime. Man, this game's been a lot better than I expected. Moody nails the field goal. So it is 20-20, and we head to overtime. Alright, so let's see here. The overtime rules, 1 10-minute period. Each team's going to have a chance to possess the ball unless there's a defensive score. And if the teams are tied after each team has 1 possession, then its next score wins. And so the game ends in a tie, Just knew they were going to tie it. Yeah, it kind of did feel like that way once they really started to move the football. Alright, let's see this here for a second. Take the ball marker away. So the Commanders have won the toss. And the Commander is going to kick to the Broncos, and they'll get the ball second in overtime. So the Broncos will get the football first. And we'll see what the Broncos can do in overtime. But regardless of what the Broncos do, unless the Commanders end up scoring a touchdown, like a defensive touchdown or safety, the Commanders will have a chance. Or if the Broncos use all of overtime. I don't know why the Commanders don't go for the win. They put it safe on that last drive. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I would also kind of understand the way the Commanders played it. Make sure you can kick the field goal at the very worst and go to overtime. I kind of do like the way they played it. I mean, you could have gotten a little bit more aggressive, but I kind of do agree with playing it safe, especially knowing the new overtime rules that each team's guaranteed to get a possession. But we wait for them to come back from commercial as we start overtime. Broncos will get the ball first. The game tied at 20. Broncos looking to win their ninth game in a row and improve to 10-2. And Commanders have not won since they beat the Chargers. Looking to snap a 6-game losing streak. I don't believe either team has played an overtime game yet this year. So here we go. Broncos going to get the ball first in overtime. So here is the return. And it's brought back to roughly the 30-ish. The 25. 24-yard line to be exact. So Nix and the Broncos offense on the field to start overtime. Bo Nix in regulation, 250 yards, touchdown and interception, 25 of 41 passing. So 1st and 10 from the 24. Nix, play action here. Going to look to throw, plenty of time, and hold his check down to R.J. Harvey. And Harvey going to try to fight through a tackle, and he's still going to get some yards after the catch. And Harvey going to pick up 12 before the play is blown dead. So 1st and 10 from the 35. Nixon shotgun back to his left. Commanders bring a blitz. Nix has it picked up, rolls to his right, and throws back across the field to Adam Troutman, makes the catch. And he gets another 12 yards, and back-to-back nice plays to start overtime here for the Broncos. Also, R.J. Harvey did a really nice job in picking up that free rusher off the right side right there, giving Bo Nix enough time to step up, roll to his right, and find a receiver. Or in this case, his tight end. So 8:35 to go. Empty backfield for Bo Nix this time. Nix looks to throw, has time. He'll throw underneath here for Evan Ingram. He's got space after the catch. Ingram inside the 30, still on his feet. Evan Ingram down to the 11-yard line. A big catch and run for Evan Ingram. And a huge play sets the Broncos up inside the red zone. And they've had some struggles in the red zone tonight and this season, so you got to make sure you put this in the end zone. Because otherwise a touchdown would win it for the Commanders. Ingram's got really good speed for a tight end, and appears on that play. Got 6 catches for 79 yards. Nix throws underneath. There's Cortland Sutton, and he'll gain 6 down to the 5-yard line. $7:30 to go in overtime. This has been a great first drive for the Broncos. Broncos in the red zone, 4 drives, 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals. So 2nd and 4 Nix hands off. RJ Harvey in for a touchdown. What a drive for the Broncos. They go right down the field and score a touchdown here in overtime. They go 5 plays, 76 yards, and 3 minutes and 1 second. And what a drive. The Broncos take the lead here in overtime. That is their best drive of the day by far. RJ Harvey scores his second touchdown. And here's Will Lutz, who nails the extra point. 26-20. Broncos with the Commanders with about 7 minutes to go in overtime. So the Commanders know what they need here. They need a touchdown to extend the game. But an interesting thing here with the Commanders, what would they do if they score a touchdown? I mean, you go for 2 for the win? Do you go kick the field goal to tie the game? I really have no idea what they would do. I'd probably go for 2 for the win, because the Broncos only need a field goal then to win the game. This kick bounces in the end zone for a touchback, so it'll come out to the 35. And let's see what Marcus Mariota and the Commanders' offense can do here. And a good drive last drive to extend the game and put it into overtime. Mariota, 233 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. So Mariota, gonna look to throw here. Has time, gonna throw over the middle. Open receiver is caught by McLaurin. Down to the 45-yard line, Bronco territory, 1 play. That took long. 1 play, and they're inside Bronco territory. Terry McLaurin, 6 catches for 93 yards today. Mariota in shotgun. Gonna look to throw. Mariota gonna take a shot. Down the field, he's got a receiver and he overthrew him. Traylon Burks, the intended target, had a step on the defender. But Mariota throws it too far downfield. So it brings up a 2nd and 10. 6:13 to go in overtime. Mariota in shotgun back to his right. They motion Debo out wide. And Mariota going to look to throw. Gets pressure, going to step up and run. Mariota going to gain about 4 on the scramble to the 41. 6 minutes to go in overtime. It's a 3rd and 6 here for the Commanders. Obviously, every play is 4 down, or every drive is 4 down territory right now for the Commanders. You got to score a touchdown to keep the game alive. 3rd and 6 from the Bronco 41. They got to get to the Bronco 35 for a first down. There's a quick throw. That pass, oh, almost intercepted. Trying to get a quick throw to Deebo Samuel. But today, Barron, the rookie from Texas, almost able to pick that. So 4th and 6. And here's the game right here for the Commanders. They converted a very similar 4th down earlier in the drive, or earlier in the game on the last drive of regulation. Mariota looks to throw. Mariota gets pressured. Mariota escapes the sack. Mariota gets the throw off. It's knocked up in the air and intercepted. That's going to seal the game. The Broncos going to beat the Commanders 27-20 in overtime. But oh, wait a minute. There's a flag in the secondary. Wait a minute. There's a flag in the secondary. This can be pass interference against the Broncos. Actually, there's 2 flags on the field. So let's see here. It is defensive pass interference. So that is an automatic first down. And it extends the game for the Commanders. He just gets there too early. Yeah, that's for sure interference. So it's 1st and 10 for the Commanders after the penalty. Ball on the Bronco 36. 1st and 10. Mariota in shotgun. And going to hand it off here. Up the middle. And he got a good run there, about 7 yards for Chris Rodriguez. We got 5 minutes to go in overtime. So it's 2nd and 2. Mariota. Another handoff. And this time, no space at all. McNichols got the carry. And he lost about 2. So it brings up 3rd and 4 for the Commanders. With 3rd and 4 from the 30. Mariota in shotgun back to his right. Mariota going to look to throw. Going to take a shot at the end zone. Caught for, I think he's close. It is touchdown Commanders. Terry McLaurin makes the catch. I didn't know if he got in the end zone at first. He might have been just short. But he is in, but there's another flag down on the field. And it's another big play that's wiped off. This time it's a hold against the offense. It goes against the rookie right tackle, Josh Connerly. As he tackles the edge rusher. But not only is the touchdown taken off the board, it is now 3rd and 14. Commanders got to hurry. They get the play off. Mariota takes another shot. Deep downfield. Open receivers, Deebo Samuel. And this time, this one should stand. He's tripped up inside the 5 at the 1-yard line. Man, what a two-play sequence right there for the Commanders. They get the touchdown wiped off, but then Mariota goes deep again. And this time, they're able to find a big play, and they hit Deebo Samuel down to the 1 yard line. So the Broncos actually call a timeout right here. So now if you're the Commanders, you can start thinking about this now. What do you do if you score a touchdown? I think you got to go for 2. They got the ball on the 2 yard line right now. It's 1st and goal. Need a touchdown. Mariota under center. Rodriguez is the back. They're going to hand the ball to Rodriguez. And he got stuffed. Maybe lost a yard. That brings up 2nd and goal. So it brings up 2nd and goal. Mariota in shotgun. 3 tight ends in the game for the Commanders. And Mariota's going to go play action here. Throw the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Too high for Terry McLaurin. And it's 3rd and goal. So it's 3rd and goal here. 2:55 to go. Mariota in shotgun. Ball on the 3. Bring a receiver across the formation. Broncos bring 4. Mariota gets pressured. Back of the end zone. It is broken up. Ertz got a hand on it, but couldn't haul it in. It's 4th and goal. Ertz just can't quite catch this one cleanly when he first makes contact and when it first hits his hands. If he does, it probably holds on for a touchdown, but you can't quite catch it right there. So it's 4th and goal. Another 4th down for the Commanders they gotta have. And prior to this 4th down, we got a timeout by the Commanders. So no, each team has used a timeout here in overtime. Yeah, he had it, just couldn't quite catch it. So here we go. 4th and goal. 2:50 to go. Gotta have it for the Commanders. Mariota in shotgun with the back to his right. They're going to motion a receiver out wide. Broncos bring 4. Mariota, quick throw. Call for a touchdown. Terry McLaurin makes the catch. And the Commanders now have a decision to make. If they're going to kick the extra point or go for 2. And it looks like they're going to go for 2 and try to win this game right here. Which, I mean, makes a lot of sense because they're not going to get the ball back again. With about 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go. They got it to Terry McLaurin on the slant. A great throw from Mariota. So here we go. Actually, the Broncos are going to use their their final timeout here in overtime before this 2-point conversion play. But I'm going for 2 here is definitely the right decision. The Commanders are not going to get the ball back again in just 2:47. So your only opportunity pretty much to win this game right here is to win this game right here. Or to win this game is to go for it right here. The Commanders 2 of 5 on 2-point attempts this season. So a 2-point attempt for the Commanders here. Mariota empty backfield. They're going to motion McNichols into the backfield, standing to his right. Ball's on the right hash. Broncos bring a blitz. Mariota backpedaling, throwing to the flat. Knocked down! Incomplete! And the Broncos going to hold on for the win. Nick Bonito knocked it down. He got pressure on Mariota. He knocked the pass down, and the Broncos going to hold on and beat the Commanders 27-26 in overtime. Wow. Game ended up being a lot better than I expected. So let's see. They brought a blitz. They were trying to hit the running back in the flat because their linebacker had to run with him all the way across the field. And he's for sure scoring if they can get the ball to him. But Nick Bonito knocks the pass down. He's a free rusher off the edge. And he just knocks the pass down. And allows the Broncos to hold on for the win. That game ended up being really good. I could just keep this here. I don't know why I'm moving it. Should have kicked it. No, I go for 2. I mean, you're not going to get the ball back again. So if you want to play for the win, that's your only opportunity right there. And then even if you want to play it safe and go for the tie, there's still no guarantee you can tie. Because if the Broncos score their touchdown, the game's over. But I definitely think going for it right there is the right decision. But 27-26, the Broncos beat the Commanders, the final in overtime. Ended up being a great game. But that's going to do it for this stream. That game took forever. I'll be live tomorrow for Monday Night Football between the Giants and Patriots. I'm actually pretty excited to see what the Giants can do tomorrow. But yeah, I'll be live for the Giants Patriots tomorrow. Got a lot of content on the way. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to like this stream, subscribe, turn notifications. I do my best to post as often as possible. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night, and I'll see you guys in the next one.